Hello students, welcome back to your science class. So student, in the previous class in this chapter, that is tissue, we were talking about the connective tissues, and in connective tissue students, we have seen alveolar tissue, we have seen adipose tissue, we have seen what are the ligaments and tendons, and then we came to know about the bones and cartilage. We have also seen that how bones they differ from that of the cartilage. Talking about the bones students, bones they are really important because they help in giving support to the body, as all the different bones like 206 bones are there in a human body, and they constitute together to form the skeletal system of a person, of a human body. Okay, so all the bones they are there in the body in order to provide strength, in order to provide support to the body, as well as they are also responsible for giving shape to the body. Talking about the bones, especially students, you will find here that bones are what? They are hard. They are the hard connective tissue. Then they consisting of a matrix, and this matrix consisting of a collagen fiber. And the collagen fiber, it is basically, so bones are basically, they are made up of a cell, not of collagen fiber. Collagen fiber is there in the cartilage. So bones, they are made up of a bone cell called as osteocyte, and the matrix is made up of organic and inorganic matter. Inorganic matter basically consisting of a different salt, that can be sodium or potassium salt is also present in it. Bones, there are large bones are there students, small bones are there in the human body, and if you see the smaller bones are basically solid, while in case of a longer bone they are hollow and they are filled with a bone marrow, and that cavity, actually it is hollow, so we call it a cavity, and that is called as the marrow cavity. This bone marrow, it is responsible for producing the blood cells. Okay, so we can say that this is another function of the bones also, that it helps in producing the blood cells. Then if you see the cartilage are what? They are firm but they are flexible. So they are elastic, they provide elasticity in the body, they provide flexibility in the body. Different kind of a cartilage are present at the different parts, including ear pinna or nose tip, or even in the tracheal rings there. Everywhere the cartilage is present. Then cartilage is made up of a fiber which is called as a collagen fiber students, and this collagen fiber, the matrix of this is basically consisting or rich in protein and carbohydrate. Now the kind of a cell which we found in case of a cartilage is a chondroblast. What is the role of a cartilage? So the first thing that we have understood by this, that it helps in providing flexibility to the body. Okay, so flexible tissue is there. So although it does not mean that it's not firm, but absolutely it is little bit we can say it is rigidity with flexibility. Okay, so tissues they help in providing the flexibility to the body. So this is the bones and cartilage. Now we have started with the another one, and that is called as a blood students. Although we have just started and we have to understand more about the blood. So till that, the different kind of a connective tissue which we had studied right now, that is what? That is the solid connective tissue. But in case of a blood is what? It is in a liquid state. So we can say here that blood is a fluid connective tissue. Okay, it is a liquid connective tissue. So the first thing that we can write about the blood, it is a liquid connective tissues. Liquid connective tissue. Okay, so blood is what? It is a liquid connective tissue. Now these blood, they used to move into a small tubes that is called as the blood vessels. Okay, you know that arteries, veins, blood capillaries are there. These all are what? These are the tube-like a structure which is responsible for carrying the blood. Actually, the blood used to carry a lot of a thing along with it. So these are the vessels, these are the tubes which help in the transportation of the blood from one place to the other. Okay, so we can say here that it flows through a small tubes, It flows through a small tubes. These tubes are called as blood vessels. These are called as blood vessels. So you all have heard about the blood vessels, student. Arteries, vena, capillaries, or the blood vessels. When you look at the color of the blood, it is what? It is dark red in color. And the reason of a red color of a blood is because of the presence of a pigment that is called as hemoglobin. So it is the hemoglobin which is responsible for giving color to the blood. So blood is of dark red color due to the presence of respiratory pigment called hemoglobin. Okay, so blood that is of a red color, and it is because of the presence of the pigment that is called as hemoglobin helping giving color to it. Then what is the content or amount of the blood present in an adult human? So it is about 5.5 liter of a blood is average blood is present in a person. So in an adult healthy person, healthy human being, the amount of blood is about 5 to 5.5 liter. 5 to 5.5 liter. Okay, so this is the amount of a blood which is present in the healthy human being. Now let us see that what are the different composition of the blood, students. So the blood is basically composed of blood plasma and blood cell is there. Plasma is the white color, which is actually transparent color, colorless liquid in which all the cells lies. Blood cells, red blood cells is there, which is also called as erythrocyte, and then white blood cell is also there, which is called as a leukocyte, and platelets are also there, which is called as thrombocytes. These all are present in the blood plasma. So let us see that what are the different composition of the blood. Composition. So we can say that blood is basically composed of a blood plasma and blood cells blood cell. Okay, so blood is basically composed of blood plasma and blood cell is also there. Looking at the blood plasma, it is what? It is a colorless liquid or a matrix. Blood plasma is the liquid matrix. It is a liquid matrix or medium of the blood which basically contains of plasma protein, water, which basically contains plasma proteins, water, organic and inorganic compounds. Okay, so blood plasma is what? It is a liquid matrix. It is the liquid medium, we can say, where the protein is there, where the antibodies are also there, where the organic and inorganic substances are there. Water, which is mainly it is composed of water, students, and this all are what? These all are present in the blood plasma, or we can say the composition of the blood plasma. Now, along with that, blood cells are also suspended in the blood plasma. So, we can say that blood cells are suspended in the plasma. Okay. Now, we have to understand that how many different types of blood cells are there in the blood. So, we have understood here one thing, student, that the blood plasma and blood cells, these are the composition of the blood, while the blood plasma is what? It is somehow colorless. Okay, and they are the liquid matrix of the blood, which basically consisting of a plasma protein. Organic and inorganic compounds are there. It is suspended in the plasma also. Now let us see here that what are the different types of blood cells are there. So blood cells are RBCs, then WBCs, then platelets. Red blood cell is there, white blood cells are there, and then platelets are also the part of the blood cell. If we talking about red blood cells, we also call it as erythrocyte. Then this one is called as leukocyte. Platelets, they are called as thrombocytes. Okay, erythrocyte, leukocyte and thrombocytes, these all are what? These all are the different types of blood cells are there, which suspended in the blood plasma. Now, we will understand each of them, including the blood plasma, WBC, including the RBC, WBC and platelet, what is the role in the body. So, let us start with the first blood cell, student, and that is red blood cell. RBC. So, red blood cells, they are also called as the erythrocyte, and when you look at the shape of the red blood cell, it is what? It is somewhat biconcave in shape. Okay, and not only this do not consisting of a nucleus as well as do not consisting of any kind of a cell organelle in it. Okay. So, RBC also called as erythrocytes, they are biconcave cells, shaped cells are there, and they do not consisting of any nucleus. So, these are as biconcave disc shaped small cells. Which do not have any cell organelles. Next one is the blood cells. If you see here, 5 million of red blood cells, our blood is present, in our body. And what will happen if the deficiency of blood will occur in our body? That will causes a deficiency disease which is called as anemia. The reason is anemia is also caused due to the deficiency of iron. See students, the hemoglobin consisting of iron. So if a less amount of a hemoglobin will be there, it means less amount of blood is there, that will cause a anemia to a person. So we can write here that 1 millimeter cube of blood contains 5 million of RBCs. Deficiency of RBCs are called as anemia. So deficiency of RBC are called as anemia. Now, even though if you look at it, you will find that since it is not consisting of a nucleus, but yes, it consisting of a pigment which is called as a hemoglobin. And the role of a hemoglobin is very important since it is responsible for carrying the oxygen to the different parts of the cells. So, even though they have no nucleus, but they contains a pigment called hemoglobin, which helps in transportation of respiratory gases, which help in the transportation of respiratory gases. Now, the color is red. It is also because of the presence of the pigment, that is hemoglobin. So, we can write here that the red color of the blood is also because of the hemoglobin. Because of the hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is having an oxygen binding pigment. Hemoglobin is a oxygen binding pigment. Approximately, if you look, 1 molecule of hemoglobin bind 4 molecule of oxygen. Four molecule of oxygen atom. So this is about the red blood cells. Now one more thing is there, students, that RBCs also help in the carrying the carbon dioxide. RBCs helps to carry CO2. It also helps in carrying the CO2. So by this students, we have understood here one thing, the role of RBC is very important, although you do not have a nucleus, but yes, it is having a pigment that is called as hemoglobin. The role of the hemoglobin is one thing, that it is a binding molecule or binding pigment which used to bind with the oxygen, and by binding with the oxygen it will become oxyhemoglobin, and this oxyhemoglobin will carry the oxygen from one part to the other part. Okay, so this is about the red blood cells. Now let us move on and see the another kind of a cell which is suspended, which remain present in that of the blood plasma, called as WBC. WBC. So white blood cells are also called as the leukocyte cells, and they are comparatively to that of RBCs, they are larger in size, and their number is lesser than that of RBCs. So WBC are comparatively larger in size, about 1 millimeter cube of blood contains 5 to 10,000 of WBCs. Okay, there we have seen million of RBCs are there. You will find the number is lesser than RBCs. Okay, they are having well developed nucleus. So students, there you have seen in case of a RBC, there was no cell organelle, there is no nucleus is present, but in case of a WBC, it is having a well developed nucleus. Now the WBCs are also of 5 types. 5 types of a WBCs are there, and these are, the first one is basophils, neutrophils, monocytes, eosinophils, and lymphocytes. Okay, so these are different types of WBCs are there. Basophils are there, neutrophils, eosinophils, and monocytes and lymphocytes are there. Now, what is the role of the WBC student? The main role of a WBC in order to fight any kind of a infection or any kind of a antigen which enter into the body. That is why WBCs are also called as the soldiers of the body. Okay, so they used to fight against a kind of any microbes enter into it, harmful microbes which can causes disease to us. Okay, so these cells, they help to fight with pathogens. That helps to fight against pathogens and infectious disease or infectious substances, and forms the immune system of the body. And it forms the immune system of the body. So basically the role of the WBC, that it help in killing the pathogens, or it help in fighting with the pathogens of any kind of infectious substance which enter into the body. So they help in fighting with that, as well as they help in forming the immunity. They help in increasing the immunity of a body, or forming the immune system of the body. Because of this only they are also called as the soldiers of the body. So these are the two different types of RBC, different types of blood cells are there, student. First one is the RBC and second one is the WBC. Now there is another kind of a cell is there which is also called as thrombocyte or blood platelets. So let us see what is the role of the platelets in the body. Role of a blood platelets are what? These are what? Thrombocytes, small cells, and its role is coagulation, which help in coagulation of blood. Coagulation of blood. So basically what happened if a person got injured, or if any cut occurs in your finger or any part of your body, you will find that the blood start coming out. After after a few interval of a time, you will find that if it is a small cut, then there is a formation of a kind of a clot over that cut. You can see it, or any kind, if any injury is there, that will also get clotted with the blood. So how does it happen? Who is responsible for that? It is the blood platelets, it is the thrombocyte which help in the blood coagulation, which help in blood clotting. What will happen if blood clotting will not occur, student? Then the blood will continuously flow, and it will continuously come out, and the person may die. So it is really important that these thrombocytes, they work at the site of injury and help the person. So, help in coagulation of the blood, that is, they help in preventing the leakage, helps in preventing the leakage of the blood, from the body. Due to some injury. This is the first role of the blood platelets in our body. Again, when you look at it, like red blood cells, blood platelets also do not have a nucleus in it. So we can say that these cells do not have nucleus. These do not have a nucleus. Looking at the number, so the number, it varies with the person to person. So basically, these basically varies from these platelets number varies from 2 lakh to 4 lakh, 2 lakh to 4 lakh per millimeter cube. Okay, so it varies with the person to person. Sometimes what happens, students, that the formation of blood will occur in the bone marrow also, and that is called as the actually formation of the blood occur in the bone marrow in it, in the bone marrow, and that is called as hemopoiesis. Okay, so I already told you that bone marrow is responsible for the formation of a blood cell. So this process is called as hemopoiesis. Okay.